Hello and welcome back to the garage. At last, I hear you say. Yeah, it has been about 6 months. I have been busy, I just haven't had time to film. So, cue the intro.
Oh dear.
Oh, fire.
You don't need a special tool, you need a special tin.
Okay, so since my last video, I think I was getting the head cleaned up and ready to be sent off for gas flowing, and then I was going to be building up the short block. Those things have happened. The head went off for gas flowing. He's done a very nice job, and the short block is now assembled and built. I did want to film some of that happening, but I'll be honest, it's very mentally intense. You've got to concentrate, you can't risk messing up. This was a proper build, piston ring clearances, bearing clearances, everything being spotless. So the short block is assembled, the head is here. Now the reason the head's here is there was a little mishap. I went to tighten the cams up in here when I was doing the cam clearances. I was just holding the valve up to get a loose starting point, and I noticed that the cam was quite tight to turn around. So I went and checked one of my other heads. All the valves are out of all three of them, and the cams spin nicely on that one, and they don't on this one. So bit of messing around. It turns out you can get cam caps number 6 and 9 the wrong way round. They work in both positions, which is really helpful. Thanks for that, 1990s BMW. That's a really great oversight that you've done there. So I messed around with the cap fittings. I also was worried, if you've seen my Instagram live from last week, I spent quite some time messing around with all 3 cylinder heads, changing cam carrier caps from one head to another to see if there was anything that was wrong, whether I'd got them muddled up. And it turns out I haven't. I would prove this to you now, but things have progressed even further. So what I found is that there was some residue and like a little pattern in the cam carrier itself. So if you look on the right hand side in this image and the left in the next, you'll just see some swirly marks, and this is what I'm referring to. What I found was that a little bit of oil and some sort of 800 grit emery, just to sort of polish the inside of the cam cap out. I wasn't trying to remove heavy amounts of material, but literally just oil and give it a good scrub round with my thumb, and then try it again, and it was okay. So I've cleaned all of the cam caps. Now all I'm assuming it was is from where it's been acid dipped, it's been to the gas flow man, and then it's come back, everything's been checked, and it's been parts washed, and then it's gone in the ultrasonic cleaning tank. So it's been through quite a few cleaning fluids, and there was just some residue left, is all I think it was now. So I'm gonna put some paint on it. Okay, so you can see here, it's all masked up, it's ready. I didn't want to video the process of masking it up. You'll get what you do is you stay as close to any gasket sealing surfaces as you can with the tape, then you cut around any excess. So I have, if I move this around, I've sealed off everywhere. I'm only going to paint up to here because I don't fancy getting it down the spark plug holes, but I've sealed all across the front. All I'm doing now is just getting a little bit of warmth on it. In fact, that's probably about enough. Just put some on the front. Yeah, a bit of heat on it, just so that it's not going to be freezing cold, and having some paint on it. And I'm only just going to paint it silver, but that silver finish, it looks okay, but it's not shiny. If I was to show you the paint I'm going to use, it should look that shiny. That is just the Simon. It's very high temperature silver. It's nice paint, comes out nice, the finish is nice. It works better when the material is warm. as far as I found. But it does say that you can use it on manifolds, exhausts. You can probably put this straight onto the aluminium, but me and painting aluminium haven't always got on, so I will be putting a coat of the U-Pol acid etch on first. So yeah, that's what I'm going to be doing today. Okay, while that's drying there, I thought I would let you have a look at it. It's nice to see it all in one colour. Comes out very nicely. It's just the primer. I'll give that a little 5 or 10 minutes to dry. Then I'll chuck a second coat of etch on. Another 5 or 10 minutes to dry. So that's actually dry now. And then I'll put the silver on. It's a nice quick process, this one. It's not like waiting hours for the first coat to completely cure before adding more. It's yeah, it's actually quite an enjoyable painting process. I didn't know there was such a thing, but here we are. Okay, that's the first coat of silver on. Have a little look and see what you think. Look at that. Black block, silver head. Downside is now, next to the gearbox, it's gonna look amazing. So I'm gonna have to take that apart and do the same on the gearbox now. But yeah, for the after effect, actually, it does look. It's like it's going to be worth it, I think. You know. Right, you'll notice on this one, I turned the head on its side. Obviously, I'm not going to be putting any paint on that surface anyway. But it was a darn sight easier getting into these underside little crevices and creases that you can't really get to otherwise. But yeah, really, really happy with how that looks. I mean, it's shiny. That Simonette's paint is absolutely beautiful. If it lasts half as long as it looks good, I'll be really, really happy. Only bits I've got to make sure I've got now is these awkward bits in here, because you will be able to see them from the side when it's fitted. But enough to. Oh, bloody, it's dry enough already. Yeah. It should have been 5 minutes, so yeah, it's looking really good. I'll give it another 5, maybe 10, let it dry, and give it a second coat. I think this time I'm going to go with it back on the stand, because those underneath bits you're not really going to see, and they are fairly well coated. Just want to make sure everything on the top is as good as it can possibly be, and then I'll be happy. Right. More time lapse. Okay, there we have it. The finished article. It is beautiful. I'll zoom out a bit so I can get closer and you can see what I'm doing. So yeah, really want to make sure that from all angles it's just going to look really, really good. Got to say, shout out to Simonette for making an awesome product. This isn't in no way a sponsored video, but yeah, so you've seen it again. Simonette's very high temperature, up to 800 degrees. It's probably not going to get that hot. Yeah, oil and petrol resistant. It's probably perfect for a cylinder head. I'd let you read the instructions, but you can't. So this is a matte silver that I've sprayed on here. VHT silver, that's the numbers. So yeah, so I'll leave that drying with the cylinder head in the background, and next time you see me I'll be doing something else with either the car or the engine. Hopefully putting the cylinder head together and putting it on the engine, we'll see. Okay, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.